Hi, thank you for clicking on my video. This is Beth Ann of Beth Ann Stamps. I hope you are having a wonderful day. My video this week is all about Halloween. I'm going to be working with two different stamp sets this evening. One is Bewitching. Just love the hats on here. And the other one is Scary Cute. It's the silhouettes and it has some nice sentiments that go along with the Bewitching. So let me pull in the first card that we are going to make. This card was actually designed by my upline, Linda Anderson. Linda Lou Creates is her Facebook page and her blogs and videos. And I just loved this so much that I wanted to also share it on my channel. So pretty simple card. Let me bring in a kit. So I will have all the dimensions for these, for this card linked in the description below to my blog. We're going to start with a top folding card base, which we know is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then the next layer we have is going to be Parakeet Party, and the DSP is just cut that 1/8 of an inch smaller. So let me find my glue and we'll get these two put together. Halloween can be such a fun holiday. I love that it's not just black and gray. There's purples and even the pink in this one is so pretty. All right. Whoop. Move that a little. Trying to get that lined up. Let's try that again. It's a nice thing about glue for me instead of tape. Okay, we'll put this down on the card base. All right, so that's the base of our card. Put this off to the side. The next one, of course, is Polished Pink, and then an 1/8 of an inch smaller for the small one. You know what? Let me go ahead and give you these. I know some of you might not want to go over to the blog. So the green is that 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and then the DSP is that smaller 3 3/4 by 5. Yep. This pink is, looks like 2 3/8 by 3 5/8. And then that would be the 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus. I have this marked because it's easy that way to mass produce these cards. So here's the witch's legs. I have my Stamparatus marked for this size piece of cardstock to go inside here. Okay. Put my magnets down. I'm going to stamp up my legs in the black. Anytime that you're doing this solid black, I think it's nice to have the Stamparatus so that you can make sure that it really fills in that black. Also, if you don't have it, just always have the black Stampin' Right marker around. And then you can fill in. There, that looks good. So I will clean this off. I'm going to change plates. While I have the Stamparatus out, I have a square piece of scratch paper here, scrap paper of the basic white again. And I'm going to put in the one with the hat, line it up over here. Let me get the black on that hat. And then I'm going to grab my little pressure thing here. I don't even know if there's an official name for it. Just to rub that, it gives me a little more pressure. Here we go. That's more gray to me than black, so I'm going to ink it up again. And there we go. I think that looks good. We'll clean that off. I will move that off to the side. So I'll bring in the punch here. I need to trim the bottom off so it fits in the punch. There we go. I think that looks about right. Great. So now what I want to do is I want to color these. And I just brought in the polished pinks. This is Highland Heather, the Parakeet Party, and Daffodil Delight, and Pumpkin Pie. So you can use light or dark. You could blend them. It's totally a personal preference. I'm going to do the buckles in the Daffodil Delight. And then I'm just going to grab the darks. Whoop, I like the skinny side for these. I'll just do the pumpkin on the bottom here for the stripes on her. And then how about we do a green? How about a purple? Okay. And then I'm going to bring in here, we're going to do the hat in the purples and the pinks. Do a couple of these up here. This one may end up with more pink than purple, and that is just fine. I just thought this was such a striking color combination for a Halloween card. There we go. Now, these other ones I did in light, but I also like the dark. Okay, so I'll put those off to the side. I'm going to mount this one onto the polished pink. And then I'm going to put this in the center of my card. What's your favorite Halloween color combination? We're not all black and gray and orange anymore. I think that looks straight. Okay. And then we're going to use dimensionals on the hat, but before I do that, I have some pieces here. This is a piece of Parakeet Party, the sparkling paper. So I want to put this in the punch and cut it out. So I had pre-kitted these. You'll see that it would be very hard usually to push this in here. So what I'm going to do is grab a glue dot. And I'm just going to grab, we all have scraps of paper laying around. And I just have one here. So I'm going to put a glue dot on it. Attach that to my little piece. That way I have a bigger handle to put this into the punch and get my piece. I think that just makes it easier. So I'm just going to put this on my hat. There we go. And then for the sentiment, I have two pieces here. The white is a little bit bigger than the purple because I'm going to be putting it under here, and I don't need 2 layers underneath that hat. So let me take Halloween Happiness, which is from the Scary Cute stamp set. I'm going to color that in Gorgeous Grape. Close enough. Okay. So I'm going to attach these. Looks like I did get a little bit of that grape on the side here, so I'm just going to bring in a sand eraser and see if I can. Might be a little too heavy. Sometimes this will work, and sometimes it won't. And it looks like this time that one's going to stay. Okay. We can put a little gem there. All right. So I am just going to put my dimensionals that were just sitting right in front of me. Oh, there they are. So I want one on the outside here. So, and then that's going to lay on top there. And then we'll put a few on the witch's hat. And I want to keep them over to the far side because I want this to be underneath it. So, let's see. I wanted to also let you know that I am partnering again with Linda Anderson of Linda Lou Creates, and with Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. And on a Sunday later in October, I believe it is the 23rd, we are doing another card making extravaganza. It's going to be for Halloween cards, fall cards, holiday cards, winter cards. There'll be special techniques, a one sheet wonder, and it'll be an all-day event with 6 one-hour sessions and then a break in the middle there. I am going to include a link in the description below. If you would like to sign up, it's through Eventbrite. The cost is $30. You will get, the tutorials will stay up forever. The live presentations will be on the website, on the Facebook page, for as long as Facebook is around. And then you'll get a full tutorial for each one of those sessions also that will be posted out there. There'll be giveaways, a mystery stamping session at the end of the day. So, like I said, it's $30, but also for those that sign up early, there will be a coupon code to save $5. So you could get this for $25 if you sign up early. So I hope you will consider joining us. We had a lot of fun in the last one we did in July for Christmas cards. Okay, I'm going to do the inside of this card. I'm going to do the sentiment, say boo, and scare on. So we'll just stamp that. All right, and then I'll use some black, and we're going to just stamp a couple of little bats in here. There we go. We'll put this on the inside. But the card making live event is a lot of fun. The day flies by. And we do post the tutorials early so that you can get some of your cards cut, your base. We supply all the dimensions. Now, we do supply in our supply list on the tutorials all the products that we use. but you don't have to have those on hand. You can take the information that we'll be presenting to you on how to make cards and use what you have in your own stash to recreate those cards. All right, so this was the witch's hat that we did. Let me bring in another card that we're going to make, and we're going to use the Scary Cute stamp set. So just like these cards, this is a sample. You can use this same layout. You can use whatever colors and whatever you have that would fit in here and redo this card for any holiday with your image and sentiments that would fit on there. All right, this is another card. This was my design. This one was so much fun to make. I used the spider web ribbon. I did it in the Tears Up. So I paired this with the Picture This dies to cut out those 3 sections. And then I did use some of the die cuts from the Scary Cute bundle for the Scary Silhouette dies to add the black cat and the house. And then on the inside, I used some of that paper that we cut out since it was there, some bats that were cut out and put on the inside. So let's take a look at this one. So my base is a top folding card. We'll talk about this post-it note here in a minute. All right, I'm going to bring a platform in here because we're going to do some blending. So my colors for blending are going to be
Gorgeous Grape,
Pumpkin Pie, and So Saffron. So I was looking for my tape. All right. I just want to tape off the top part of this card at the fold and above so that I don't go onto the back of my card. Now, the big thing is really, I just need to fill in where the open spaces are. Let me pull out here's the blending brushes. I'm going to start on the bottom with the Highland Heather. Oh, Gorgeous Grape, I apologize. I'm going to stamp it here first, tap it to take off any harsh lines, and then I'm going to hold the brush back here because I want a light touch with this. I don't want it to be extra dark. I just wanted that purple to be on the bottom portion. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the orange Pumpkin Pie. And that's probably, you can see my hand was up higher, so I'm getting that darker orange. That's okay. And then I'm going to do the light. This is So Saffron. And we'll get the yellow up here, up where our moon is going to be. And then I will try to blend over that a little bit. And then bring back in the purple and blend that out. All right, so now I'm going to take you know, you saw me set it all down here. There it is. Let me just take a peek here. And then you can put this card on however you want to. It can be this way or this way. It's pretty much the same. Let me see. So this is cut at the same size, that 5.5 by 4 1/4. I just need to do a little bit here. And if I want to lighten up that orange, I'm just going to put a little yellow over it. Let's see. All right. I like how that looks. close these because I know me, I will make a mess if I don't move that. Okay. Take this off here. Now the other thing, you could stamp through this with your designs and put this down. But what I decided to do instead was just put a couple little tick marks here. And I can erase these. And then I'm going to do my stamping that way. So here are my 3 little silhouettes to go across the bottom. Now again, this one would be good for the Stamparatus. I just didn't have it set up that way to do this. I'm trying to make sure that my ink pad is nice and filled in. And I'm going to put these a little closer to the side because I'm going to have the cat that I'm going to add here in a little while. See my tick marks. I'll let that sit there to absorb that ink. Now, because I didn't use the Stamparatus, I don't get the opportunity to re-ink this, but the Stampin' Right marker is fabulous because it's the exact same ink that's in that stamp pad. So I can fill these in and make that darker. So I think that's awesome to have the markers along with the ink pads for that purpose. There we go. Okay, so now the next one I want to do is the Halloween happiness for the sentiment in the middle. Let me dry that off. This is that one that always wants to stamp crooked for me. I wish I knew why. All right, happy with that one. Also, we're going to add some of the bats again, just on each side of the words. Okay, again, if you wanted those to be a little darker, my ink pad could probably stand to be re-inked. And then on the top, I'm going to use the little guy with the lantern. Let's get him nice and inked up. I'm going to put him on the right side. And then the moon, I'm going to put over on the left side because I want that house to be between them. It looks like I definitely need to re-ink, but we'll just fill in. Fill in that moon. There we go. Let me close this up. I want to do the inside while I'm here. I'm going to bring back in my blending brushes really quick. And I'm going to bring in, I'm not going to add any more ink because there's really enough here. We'll just grab that little bit of purple, a bit of orange, a little bit of yellow that's left on there. And then I have Frankenstein here. Let's see. Get him inked up. And we're going to do the same one we did before, Say Boo and Scare On. And I'm going to bring my marker in again. Went a little further than I thought on my table. So it doesn't take much to add that extra ink. And it blends right in. There we go. And then I'm just going to take this, because I have the scraps, why not use them? I didn't close it. These little tips close up so quickly. Okay. But I do like the finer tip. All right. Now I'm going to put this down. Let me erase my marks here. Oh, this is why I should always close my ink pads. I end up getting ink all over myself, and then I transfer it to my cards. Wonder, I don't think I'm alone in doing that. So, I'd like to know, do you send out Halloween cards? Let's see. Yep, we're going to do it this way. I just wanted to make sure that I got it lined up the way I drew my tick marks there. And this fits edge to edge. Okay. All right, so that's where we're at so far. Let me clean off some of these stamps. Okay, so now with this piece of paper, I'm going to bring in a few of the dies. Close this. And we are going to cut out the cat, the house, and there's several bat sizes here, so I'm going to cut one of each, the large, the medium, and the small. I'm just going to use a piece of tape here to hold these in place, otherwise they're going to want to fly all over the place. Okay, we'll use the mini die cutting. I'm in need of a new plate, I think. I've been using this a lot. I love this little one. Okay, run this through. Out of our way. Look out some of the little spots. And then if you've watched some of my videos before, you've seen me use this little vacuum to come in here and pick up the little pieces. Greatest little thing ever. Okay. Now, when I brought out the card kit, you may have seen there was a yellow sticking Post-it note in there. You could use a piece of cardstock. I wanted the cat's eyes to glow, but I wanted something very lightweight under there. And so that's why I had this yellow Post-it note on my desk, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to use that and put it behind the eyes. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue between the eyes and then put that over top of them. So that gives me those glowing eyes. This is the one we just created. So I am going to put this little guy down in the bottom corner. Watching those kids come across. And then the little house. I think these die cuts are so cute. I'm just going to put right up here between the moon and the guy with the lantern. And then I'm going to put these bats on the inside of my card. You know what? I'm just going to put a couple little dots here. I think it'll be easier when the pieces are this tiny. And then we'll put this little guy right there. There you go. Oop. I got a little bit of ink here. That's what I get for putting my hand in the ink. There we go. That came off well enough. All right. And then for both of these, I didn't do the embellishments yet. For this one, I am using the classic matte dots. And pull this out of here. Come on, pick up. There we go. And we're going to put those in the corner. And then for this one, they're just the black dots, the other black dots. And you can put these anywhere you'd like. I'm going to put one up here. And then these little ones don't want to. Here and there. And then I just really like this spider web type ribbon. So I used a bow and I'm going to take a glue dot and put that down with the glue dot up here in the corner. And that's it. That's our second card. Card. I think my tick mark there didn't come up. Oh, that's the edge of the stamp. Pressed a little too hard. So that's my Halloween cards. You can see this one, the background, the pumpkin came out a little darker. Really depends on the pressure that you put on that blender brush. And here are the... And these are two different backgrounds, right? These have the diamonds. This is the stripes. This one had stars and this one had stripes. They're just a lot of fun. And so I have a lot of grandchildren and nieces and nephews that I'll be sending cards out to. And I really hope that you can join us for that October card making event. Like I said, there'll be a link in the description below. And if you have any questions about it, please let me know. Leave me a comment. I'll review that, or email me at bethannstamps@gmail.com. That's also linked in the description below. And as always, I really, truly appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my videos. I would appreciate it greatly if you could give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And again, check out the coordinating blog if you want the dimensions on these cards. They will all be listed there. And if you're in need of a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would absolutely be thrilled to fill that position for you. So any questions you may have, please reach out. Thank you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. Bye-bye.